If you want to live here, you've got to deliver. Like Steve.
Jobs or Wozniak? Steve Jobs or Steve...
No, I heard you.
Which one?
Jobs.
Jobs was a poser. He didn't even write code.
Silicon Valley is the cradle of innovation.
Your compression algorithm blew our engineering team away.
We have the resources to take what you have done to the global level.
I'm prepared to give you $200,000.
$600,000
for 10% of your company.
$10 million.
We had a guy in here in almost the exact same situation. Take the money or keep the company.
He shot himself because he turned down the money?
Yeah. Or no, he took the money. Or no. No, he did not. You know what? I don't remember. But whatever it was, he regretted it so much that he ended up shooting himself, and now he's blind.
For thousands of years, guys like us have gotten the shit kicked out of us.
Oh. Get the fuck out of here.
What if we built our own company?
Ultimately, what we're trying to do is, well, I guess...
You remind me of my son. He's got Asperger's, too.
Oh, no, I don't...
What do you guys do here?
What do we do? All those YouPorn ones and zeros streaming directly to your shitty little smartphone. Every dipshit who shits his pants if he can't get Skrillex in under 12 seconds. It's not magic, it's talent and sweat. That's what the fuck we do.
What's up, peeps? I'm in my car. I figured I had some time to do just a brief review of Seasons 1 and Seasons 2 of Silicon Valley. I wanted to get this out there, especially because Season 3 is coming up soon, and I wanted to talk about the show a little bit, so I'll try to keep it brief. Keep in mind there'll be some mild spoilers, but nothing too substantial, so feel free to watch the review. I don't think the experience will be ruined for you. For me, the show was a very surreal experience because I actually work at a startup in the Silicon Valley. And so there's a lot of references that I actually get in the show and a lot of personalities that I see. And I think more than anything, the show is a satire. And a lot of it, though, sure, exaggeration, hyperbole, is not a lie. There's a truth behind everything. And I like the issues that it tackles in its satire. The ideas of, like, people believing they're, like, so full of themselves, especially in the tech world, the lawsuits, all the different technical stuff, like all the like problems that you deal with, diversity, etc. They're spot on in this show. And for those who don't know, basically the show follows a startup forming in the Silicon Valley and the lives of people in the tech world. And what I like most about the show is all the characters really come to life. They have their own personality, and they're amazing. You got Richard Hendricks, who's like essentially the founder of this startup, and he's like has this quirky, awkward personality that's great. Like Jared, my favorite character is Erlich Bachman. He's played by T.J. Miller, this sort of like this incubator incubator host. He runs an incubator in the Silicon Valley, though it's not really an incubator. And just his personality is amazing. You just gotta watch this show and watch this character come to life. Jared, Guilfoyle, Dinesh, even the side characters are amazing too. Like Monica is great, of course, pretty cute too. Also, like my favorite is Peter Gregory in season 1. He was amazing. He plays this investor based off of a guy named Peter Thiel, who you can look up if you don't know who Peter Thiel is. Peter Thiel is a VC capitalist, has various programs and such, and Peter Gregory in the show also plays a venture capitalist. These are people who invest in startups and the like. But his personality is just like this sort of monotone, nuanced. It was amazing. You just have to watch it. And watching these performances come to life, I just love the show. Everything about it excites me. I like literally finished seasons 1 and 2 within like 3 or 4 days. It is that good, and I can't wait for season 3 to come up. I love all the real world issues that it tackles. It does talk about diversity. It does talk about like the sort of big, like the problems with the big corporate tech world, like because one of the main companies that they reference in the show is a company called Hooli, a fictional company, but basically a parody of Google. And I like the different like aspects that they touch upon in terms of why, like, you know, Silicon Valley isn't everything that we necessarily I think it is. And it is surreal that I actually lived the experience. Actually, one of my coworkers, we call him Taha, has started a startup called Happen, and that startup was mentioned in the show, and he was actually asked to go on the show, couldn't make it, but actually wrote something when the startup went on stage. It's just hilarious. There's so many inside jokes that I want to explain to people who might not necessarily live in the Silicon Valley or work necessarily in the startup field and don't understand like the problems it handles. The only thing I wish it handled more was like sort of in the show give some solutions to this problem. To these problems, but hey, it's a comedy show. It's not necessarily designed to do all that, and it's hard to fit all that in a 30-minute show. Nevertheless, I'd highly recommend this show. It's an amazing comedy, especially if you work in the Silicon Valley, or even if you just work at a startup or some sort of technical field, even if you don't live in the Bay Area. It's still amazing. I think you can appreciate everything about the show, even if you don't work in tech, even if you don't live in Silicon Valley. You just recognize a lot more of these things, and you see these small details more when you work in the Silicon Valley. For instance, there's a picture in one of the bedrooms in one of the houses, and that picture is usually literally the same picture I use for image testing at my work. Like, that's how surreal this is. It's almost like watching my own life, like an exaggerated version of my own office, my own like workplace at times. Sorry if this went on a little long, but overall, it is great. It is great. Definitely watch the show. You will enjoy the characters more than anything. I give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Really high rating. 4.5 out of 5 stars. It's great. Phenomenal. Go check it out. You won't be disappointed. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching so much. And as always, if there's anything you want me to review, just let me know. Comment section, message me, etc. Appreciate all the support. Thanks for everything, guys.